And it's around the noon hour. And students are going to and fro from their classes. This is always a surprise attack. We don't announce that we're coming. We don't just put out flyers and say, gather around at noon in front of the student union or whatever. We're accountable for getting our own audience. How do you start?
Okay, I'll show you the first time I ever started. This is a holy Bible for a holy God to make holy people. And if you're in sin, you're headed for hell. You're headed for hell fire. And God has come to the world. He died. He created you. He died for you. And what do you think you're doing? You need to live for God. God deserves your love. God deserves you. And you're in sin. You need to stop the porn. Stop getting into these sins. Stop it. Because God calls you to live holy. You weren't created to fornicate. You weren't created to get into all these sins. You weren't created to be a liar. You were created to be a truth bearer, someone who lives for God. So what do you think you're doing?
How come they gave me a mouth, and how come they made a man and a woman?
What?
Aren't all the religions the same?
Of course not. What kind of religion sent their son to God sending his son to die for them? No, all these religions aren't the same. They don't all lead to heaven. Only one way. There's only one way. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man, absolutely no man comes to the Father but through him. And so if you're into all this Buddhism, Islam, any other religion, how do you get saved? How do you get forgiveness? How do you stop sinning? No other religion gives you the ability to stop sinning.
How do we know that everything in the Bible is the truth?
Oh,
My brother's Christian, and he still goes out.
That's a good question. Test the Bible. Have you even read the Bible?
Yes.
Good.
But I don't know that everything in the Bible is the truth.
I read it 100 times.
The Bible will testify of your moral law in your heart. And you know it's wrong to lie. You know, when I first lied, my very first time when I was a child, my mom said, did you break the teacup? And I said, no. And it was very obvious, and I knew it was wrong. So we know it's wrong to lie, and we know there's a creator. I mean, we know when we see a building, there's a builder. And so when we see creation, why would we think it just evolved? Why would we think that? There has to be a creator.
Before we die.
God is worthy of your life. That's a very selfish motive. Very selfish. No, God is worthy of all of your life, not the last 5 seconds. And how do you know you will have a deathbed? How do you know? You don't know when you're going to die. You could boom, die in a car crash.
So why is there so much suffering in the world?
There is suffering in the world because of sin.
How come little children get hurt?
How come there's sin?
Sin because of selfish people who choose it. It's a choice. Now, it doesn't happen to you. Oops, I accidentally sinned. Sin. No, sin is a choice. Sin is a choice to choose to disobey a holy God that calls us to live for him. Yes. So you need to get saved today. Today is the day of salvation. Anybody want to get saved?
Yes. Well, we try to make it interesting.